Welcome back to the Luigi's Mansion playthrough, the part 9, I think. Yeah, I just saw it on the screen, and
that's the number that I saw.
yeah. So we're almost done with the game. We're in the final act of the game, and so basically that means we now have the basement open to us and the 3rd floor open to us, and so we're just gonna explore these areas for the rest of the game now. And this room in particular is the basement one. It's kind of annoying because for whatever reason the sand resets every time you enter and exit this place, and so
I see. That would make it kind of annoying.
Yeah, and so this is like the room connecting the stairwell to the rest of the basement.
Hello? Yes.
Oh, hi, Liam.
Okay.
Hi. Right, we just started. We spent the last couple 20 minutes just giggling. Oh, you can't hear anything? We can hear you.
Responding to it. I'm like, responding to him, Ethan, ain't gonna change.
I can hear you now. I can hear you now.
Okay. You can hear us?
Okay, now we can.
Cool. Hello, Liam.
I am late. I had stuff come up and I had to drive to Oregon City.
You had to drive?
Oh, man.
Oh, man.
You got the car?
What's out there in Oregon City?
My dad and my brother.
Oh. And
I had my brother's copy of Final Fantasy VII Remake, and I forgot to give it back to him.
Oh.
Like, I want it back now. I'll give you the gas money. I'm like, all right, I'm on my way.
Gas money gives you $5.
Hey, you gotta take it.
Great. 1
He
gallon.
gave me enough to put gave me enough for like 2/3 of my tank.
Oh, really?
Yeah, still damn good.
That's about $40, right?
Yeah, he gave me $40. Ethan, why did you send me that? And how long have you had that?
Oh, I just found it.
I hate that. But I love the picture of me bullying Trevor.
Yeah, it's funny.
By the way, that was a clip from TED 2.
Yeah, I didn't have the key to go in to the next area. I think I'm exploring the basement a little bit too early, so I don't have any of the keys to enter any of these rooms.
White gloves.
So I'm just going to have King Boo here send me back to the entrance.
I have pizza.
Yeah, this is still the first part of the session, Liam, so you didn't really miss anything. We just started.
Kind of just started.
Yeah. we spent the last like 20 minutes just bitching about like gigabytes and game data and how games are taking longer to develop for because they're so huge.
And new games coming out.
And new games coming out, yeah.
The disc copy would take up less space, but it's not always the case.
Yeah, I would think that too, but it's not always. It's like the save data has to be stored.
Oh yeah, and fun fact, I don't got to worry about going to work today because I'm on injury leave until tomorrow.
You're on injury leave? What happened?
I went to donate plasma last week. They had to readjust the needle, and now my upper bicep is bruised as fuck.
I'm like, I've been on injury leave before.
All right, so you won't have to miss anything.
Oh, my injury leave was probably why I got let go.
Yeah, that was fascinating.
So, Liam, did you ever get a gist of what I did for work? Okay, so I worked at a lumber yard.
Oh, okay.
Pretty much my job was just someone would hand me a piece of paper of what they needed. I would grab it, put it in their vehicle.
Oh, all right.
Yeah. And I was in the outside part of the yard, and I was putting it was like it was a 2x4x10 or something into someone's truck, and I slid the last one in, and I was wearing gloves. My hand slid on the wood, a shard came off, went through my glove, and went through the fleshy part of my hand right next to my thumb.
Ah.
And it went, literally, it was about probably as long as a toothpick, but thicker. Like if you put like 5 of them taped together, that's how thick it was.
Put in private chat a picture of the bruise on my arm.
And literally like it from end to end, you could see it.
My God.
Yeah, it was
horrible.
deadly.
Yeah. And
Pretty bad.
And they literally, to avoid me going to the hospital, they tried to have me to cut it out with my knife.
Really?
Yeah, they did.
To avoid a hospital visit? Really?
Oh yeah.
Huh.
I ended up going to the ER anyway.
That, like, genuinely sounds like something my brother would do.
Which part?
Cutting it out of his hand with a knife.
Oh, okay, that part.
Nah. I ended up going to the ER anyway.
I mean, as you should.
Yeah. Well, because the wood I was dealing with was treated wood. And when you get treated wood in an open wound, it gets infected, which causes it to pop out.
Yeah.
But we didn't know if it was all out of there or not, so I had to get an x-ray on my hand. But the x-ray couldn't tell if there was something in there, and then 3 days later, it, like, popped out.
Oh, okay.
But the way they let me go was kind of odd.
Yeah?
Oh.
Because, so, the injury happened, and then 2 weeks later, I had to go back to Oregon because my grandfather passed away. Yeah, and then I ended up coming back the week after, and then my mom got COVID. And then I came back from that, and literally at the end of that week, I came back again on the last day of the week. For that week, they let me go.
So, like, were you basically gone from your job about a month's time?
Well, no. So with all of these like things that happened, they were towards the end of the week anyway.
Okay.
Like the hand thing happened on a Friday, I believe. Or it was on like a Thursday or Friday. When I learned about my grandfather, that was on a Wednesday.
Okay.
And then the COVID thing was also on a Thursday.
Yeah.
So it was all towards the end of the week. And by the way, this was the only time I had to take time off. Anytime I had worked there. Like aside from that, I had shown up to work. Like pretty much every day.
Okay.
I've never been fired. I've only ever quit or walked out of a job.
Yeah.
Explain the difference between quit and walk out.
Quit says I followed through with the 2 weeks.
Yeah. Walking out means you just walk out, never came back.
I literally just left mid-shift.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Okay.
But
So I woke up one morning. I have no clue how the fuck this happened, but I was working at the Jimmy John's in Oregon City. And I woke up with just a giant, like, bruise on my rib cage.
Oh,
like, I could tell, like, there was a bruise. One of my ribs was bruised as well. I don't know how it happened. Probably some spooky haunted house shit. I don't fucking know.
It's fighting demons in his sleep.
3 times. Once before work, twice at work. They told me, "You've got this. We'll just turn off online ordering. You got this. Don't worry about it." I went, "I'm leaving my key on the desk. Bye." I went back to the restroom, Jimmy John, with my roommate.
so when both me and Colin worked at Walmart, the one in Village.
Wood Village?
Yeah, the Wood Village Walmart.
Yeah.
I know that place.
Yeah. I, funny enough, actually used to live in that area about 10 years ago. When we worked there, about a month, like 5 months into the job, I was leaving because I was supposed to get a better position somewhere else and something I actually liked, but they ended up screwing me over on that.
Oh.
And when the month after I had left, Colin had gotten hurt. Something with his back or something.
Yeah, he had slipped a disc. That's what happened.
Which is painful. Trust me. It is extremely painful. And apparently they screwed up on his paperwork and everything for when he got injured. And then they fired him because of that. They fired him on their screw up.
Yeah. which is not.
And I literally said, if I would have heard about that, I would have gone up to both my managers and I would have been like, okay, you have until this time, until my lunch break, to either fire me or I'm leaving, because that's some bullshit. You're gonna blame him for your fuck-ups. And ever since I heard that, I have pretty much vowed I'm not going back to work at Walmart.
Gotcha.
No matter where.
No matter where. Well, like, Walmart is a pretty crappy place altogether.
Oh yeah, it is.
Yeah.
They literally had a guy who was a manager who worked there a month longer than I did.
Only a month?
And they gave him, yeah, only a month longer than I had. So it was like Colin was hired, and then this guy was hired, and then I was hired.
Oh, wow.
And he was given a manager's position.
Huh.
And he won it by default, though. Like, no one else tried.
Huh.
None of the older none of the longer people who've worked there longer. We had people who worked there for 6 years.
Yeah.
And they didn't want it. Me and Colin backed out because we're not qualified for that.
So,
and he literally got it just by doing nothing.
So literally some Walmart exec said, we need a manager at this store. Anybody want it? And like nobody raised their hand, so they picked someone random?
Pretty much. It was like a few weeks of decisions, and then it was just one person, so they went with him.
That
like
is...
retail management.
Literally in the 3 months when I had been there, all of the managers and supervisors had changed.
Huh.
Yeah, we had one who, she literally switched to a different department. One switched to the night shift, and the other one straight up just gave up his position.
Huh.
Working at Amazon, in the 3 months I've worked at Amazon, I've had 4 different managers.
3 months time?
I think it was 4 months, maybe 4 months time.
4 months?
Yeah, because I started January 23rd, so yeah, 4 months.
Okay.
No, 3 months.
Well, it's almost 4 months.
Well, it'll be 4 months on the 23rd of this month. Like, no, because there was my starting manager, and then after training was done, I got swapped teams. Then they swapped me back after the manager I used to have quit. Like, they swapped me back, and I was working under the assistant manager. He got a new manager who literally lasted a week and went, yeah, I'm out. I'm moving to California. And then I have the manager I have now, who I'm going to be 100% honest, I really don't like. He tries to be a cool guy. He is a douche.
No, when I worked at Walmart, we would literally have managers and supervisors that didn't show up. Like, that no one would show up, and our only choice was we picked the person who had been there the longest and said, you're in charge.
Oh, really? Okay.
That was literally that was it.
I had to do that sometimes at Jimmy John's, as I would working, my manager would call out sick and wouldn't have a cover, and I'm like, fuck. Hey you, here's how you count the tills, here's the code to the safe. Check it. I'm gonna count the safe tomorrow. If anything's off, you're fired.
Okay.
Yeah, I would lose that job quickly.
How long did you work at Jimmy John's?
In total?
Yeah.
A year and a half.
Year and a half?
I've worked at, I think, 7 different stores, because they worked in 2 different franchises. So when I was working at Oregon City, okay, let me just explain all this. I started at Oregon City, moved out to Gresham. I started working at the Gresham store. I quit the Gresham store because I hated my manager. Back to the Oregon City store. I became a manager at the Oregon City store. They went, we'll pay you overtime, open or close at this random store. And I went, overtime for free, yeah. Who would say no to that? And so I ended up working, at that point, I had worked at Oregon City, Gresham, Canby, Tigard, Sherwood. 5 stores. I went back to Gresham after I walked out for, my bruised rib. Like my audio cut out.
No, you're fine.
Yeah, you guys were just listening very intently.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a very...
Okay, so I quit because of the bruise rib. Well, you explained that once, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
Back to Gresham. Got hired on as a manager. Got transferred to Clackamas, and then my last week I opened at Happy Valley.
Wow.
I've worked at 7 different Jimmy John's.
Oh,
Jesus.
that's something.
Oh yeah. That's funny. I didn't even want to work at the lumber store. That wasn't even one that I applied for. My dad forced me to apply.
I thought that was because, like, your neighbor or something.
Well, yeah, our neighbor Billy worked there, and Billy told my dad that's where he worked, and then my dad basically forced me to apply.
Okay.
My stepmom called me stupid for wanting to get a job at 16.
Really?
Yeah. Because it was during COVID.
Well, yeah, I was about to say freaking in the 70s and 80s, kids were working at the age of 14.
Yeah. I didn't really think even about getting a job until I got out of high school. I wanted to finish high school first.
Yeah, I thought things would be different, but then 2020 happened. And then yeah.
Fire Nation
It all changed when the Fire Nation attacked. Yeah, so, yeah, still unemployed. Been talking with people, though, so.
I never was able to hold up on my promise of forcing Josh to go to a school dance.
Dang.
Never got
remember
to
that.
hold up on my
Yeah, you did.
promise.
Yeah, you did say you were gonna do that. I was full on expecting it too. Like,
Yeah,
I
we're.
literally think I said I would show up at your house with like an office chair and duct tape you to it, and then drag you by the back of my dad's truck.
Yeah,
I was half expecting you to be serious about that.
Yeah, but trying to explain that to my dad to get him to do it is a whole nother set of marbles.
Your dad, try explaining that to the police.
It's okay. It's Portland police. They got better things to
Part of
do.
the acting.
Honestly, yeah.
It's-
No, we're just it's fine. We're just method acting.
Yeah, it's a method acting.
We're doing a shoot. There's a camera right there.
It's just me with a phone camera sticking out the window.
right?
It's for a YouTube video. It's
for a
fun.
Yeah, man. It's fine. It's okay. He agreed to do this.
Excuse too.
It's all.
Progression of our profile pictures.
It's all consensual.
I find that really funny because Ethan's profile picture is just a PS2 controller,
Yeah.
and then if that's Shaquille O'Neal, that's
Shaq.
Shaquille O'Neal. Then it's the guy from Modern Warfare.
Hey, it is Captain Price. You put some respect on that man's name.
And then Joker from Persona. Like, we are.
What a colorful cast.
Yeah, what a colorful.
Oh, cool.
cast.
So none of us are from an anime, right?
I mean, technically, no.
I mean, the way does Persona have an anime?
Persona has an anime and a manga, but the game came first, so
The
no.
game came first.
It's not from an anime.
Okay, well,
It's an anime.
It's
Okay.
in a anime.
It is in an anime.
it is
not
in
from
an
an
anime. It has the art style, but sure. I guess we
Close
can.
enough.
I guess we
What I
can
find
let
really
this one
funny
slide.
is my profile picture is the guy from Persona 5, but my status on Discord says Persona 4 is the best Persona.
Yeah. Could you explain that?
Persona 4 is the best Persona. What is there to explain?
Why is your profile pic from Persona 5 then?
Because I've been playing Persona 5.
Because it looks cool.
It's funky.
Yeah, I was half expecting that too, cause it looks cool. All right. As he
Dude, you don't understand.
No,
I put
freaking-
over 150 hours into one save file of Persona 5.
I thought you were gonna freaking be like underneath like the Joker mask is just gonna be the tear face meme saying the Persona 4 is the best game ever. Well, I was like, but the Persona 5 protagonist is so much better.
He is, but isn't. Dude, that is a whatever game you say is your favorite, somebody's gonna tell you you're wrong.
Okay, that's a fair point.
Okay, Modern Warfare 2 is my favorite. Someone tell me I'm wrong there.
It's another
Call of Duty.
It's just Call of Duty. Yeah,
It is probably my favorite Call of Duty of all time.
They're all the
Wrong.
same game.
I'm sorry, that is wrong.
There, I said it. They're all the same game.
Okay. One that may be able to one up it is Black Ops 2.
Yeah. Okay. Okay.
Your Battlefield Modern Warfare Combat Evolved.
Black Ops 2 definitely could beat Modern Warfare 2. I just like Modern Warfare 2 a lot
That is
more.
a game, Josh. That is a game I would play. A crossover between Call of Duty, Battlefield, and Halo. I'd play the shit out of that.
I figured. In fact, years ago, I had this like dream crossover game that was like Metal Gears of Solid War. But that's
Gears of Solid War.
Yeah, it's like combined Metal Gear with Gears of War.
There's a YouTube video out there. I can't remember who it's by, but it's literally like it's like this weird short film, and it's a crossover of Metal Gear Solid and Modern Warfare.
Oh, really? Oh.
Yeah, and it's actually pretty fucking funny.
I thought you were gonna say the crossover video of like Super Mario with Gears of War.
No, okay, so by the same people, there's actually a crossover of like Modern Warfare and Mario. It's called Mario Warfare.
No, the freaking one I'm thinking about.
You know what
so
game
good.
was revolutionary?
Huh?
Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare.
Survival of the fittest. Species better adapted to their environment live on, while others perish. Plants vs. Zombies Garden Warfare.